Hi, Empathy Surplus Network subscribers. This is Chuck Watts, CEO of Empathy Surplus, and I'm waiting to make a presentation to the Clarion, Pennsylvania Rotary Club on how we can partner together. Shouldn't be much longer. Hope you'll hang in there with me. Um, I have your back, meaning here at Empathy Surplus, we are committed to our mutual moral duty to care for one another's human rights and freedoms. And this video will be a little longer than normal, and you'll learn a little bit about the history of Rotary and its legacy of human rights and in its within its organization and for the world. If you're a Gen Zer or Gen Xer, uh, I uh, I want to give you some encouragement uh, to be as brave as you can be, and frame and reframe your public discourse, your ongoing public discourse on any human rights issue around empathy, and because um, the more we talk about it, the more it's encouraging to others because it physically activates our neural neural pathways, and it strengthens the neural pathways that have to do with care and responsibility to others and commitment. And the more we frame our conversations around those core values of empathy and responsibility, uh, the more we're strengthening those neural pathways in others. And so looks like we're getting ready to start. So I hope you'll hang in there with me. Hi, Jesse.
You today. And
Is
we're
that there's
wait a second.
John? It said Jesse.
This is John.
John, yes.
So so we'll do that, get you started here. I do want to do a little introduction and I told them we're recording you, so behave.
That's, that's great.
Chuck and I this is Chuck Watts. He's the founder and CEO of Empathy Surplus Network USA, which is funding the launch of the Rotary Human Rights Empathy Action Group. So this is an action group. He joined Rotary in Missouri in 1981. Since then, Chuck has been a member of four clubs in Ohio and the Rotary E Club of World Peace around during COVID. He organized one of the Ohio clubs and helped organize two Ohio Rotary clubs. Chuck's currently a member of two Rotary action groups and the Dayton, Ohio Rotary Club. Chuck is a retired limited partner with Edward Jones and a retired clergy member of the Episcopal Church. He's been married since 1969, has one Rotarian daughter, and five grandchildren, one of them who is currently a Rotary exchange student in Finland. Please welcome Rotarian Chuck Watts.
Hello, everybody. So I wish I could see you. Um, that's the way it goes. So um, thank you so much for having me. And oh, look at that.
Hold on a
Look at
second, Chuck. I was trying
you.
to get it so you could see some of us.
Oh, look at that. That's great.
There we go.
There we go. Good.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be with you. Glad to be with you. So the Human Rights Empathy Rotary Action Group is a brainchild of the Empathy Surplus Network USA, and uh, we how many of you, I can see you now? How many of you are members of an action group? Can you raise your hand? Anybody a member? So So this is, there are 25 Rotary action groups. And the purpose, and if you, I'm going to put up a slide here so you can see it. Let's see here. It's going to take me a minute, but get out of that. All right. So, all right, can you guys see that?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so this will give you some links. So to start an action group, Rotary has 25 action groups already, and they've been around for about 20 years. And to start an action group, it takes 50 Rotarians in 5 countries. Currently, we have 8 Rotarians in 2 countries, the USA and India. So we need 3 more countries and 42 more Rotarians. And the reason, and when you start an action group, once you get those 50 Rotarians in 5 countries, then there are a bunch of hoops to jump through. And if you go to that top link, proempathy.us/raglinks, it'll take you to 4 different links. One of them is bylaws and et cetera. You can really dig down into this particular action group. But I'm just going to read the purpose of this action group is to use science-based communications applications to promote among Rotarians, their Rotary action groups, and local youth and their stakeholders, the core values undergirding the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which are commitment to constantly teach empathy and mutual responsibility to humanity, human rights, and freedoms. And B, Rotary's historic commitment to human rights and our role in launching UNESCO and the United Nations. So how many of you knew that we had a role in forming UNESCO and the United Nations? Any show of hands, anybody? Okay, so I'm going to take you through sort of a timeline. And the reason that we want to form this action group is to strengthen Rotary's legacy of peace and human rights in the minds of Rotarians and our stakeholders. So just to give you a little history, Rotary has always partnered with governments. As you know, Paul Harris was our founder in Chicago, and our first service project was a public bathroom in the center of Chicago. And of course, they had to work with government and business. In 1914, at the Rotary International Convention in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, leading up to World War I, that convention said that Rotary needed to lend its influence to the maintenance of peace among the nations of the world. And Woodrow Wilson was a Rotarian. And in 1921, after World War I, in Edinburgh, Scotland, we began to finalize our 4 objectives of Rotary. And that 4th objective in 1921 was added, and it says, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service. 1932, in Chicago, Herbert Taylor wrote Rotary's 4-way test. 1936, in Nashville, Tennessee, the Rotary Foundation funded Institutes of International Understanding, which included speakers from all walks of life, including government and local politicians. 1940, Havana, Cuba. That Rotary International Convention passed a resolution called Rotary Amid World Conflict. And one of the great quotes that I'll share with you, it said, where freedom, justice, truth, sanctity of the pledged word, and respect for human rights do not exist, Rotary cannot live, nor its ideals prevail. And at that convention, Walter Head, the international president, remarked that there must be a better way to settle international differences than violence, and he called upon Rotarians to find it. 1941, in the Atlantic Charter, Roosevelt and Churchill began their conversations about how the United States was going to enter the war, and Rotarians were in the room. 1942, 1 month after Pearl Harbor, the United Nations declarations was established among 26 nations. It had two provisions: one, totally defeat the fascists, and two, reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights. 1943, the London Rotary Club in Great Britain hosted the Allied nations' education ministers and helped facilitate the establishment of UNESCO, the United Nations Education, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. In 1945, Roosevelt died, and Truman appointed Rotarian and U.S. Senator from Vermont, Warren Austin, to be the first U.S. ambassador to the not quite established United Nations. And the Secretary of State of the U.S. recruited 11 Rotarians to join 39 others from around the world. And Rotary was a part of 41 other organizations to meet delegates of the Allied nations in San Francisco to write the United Nations Charter. And Rotary had, we contributed two things to that conversation. One, we changed the opening sentence of the preamble of the Charter from "we, the member states of the United Nations," to "we, the peoples of the United Nations." Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? And we also wrote ourselves into, we wrote ourselves a seat at the table at the Economic and Social Council of the UN, where 80% of the United Nations work gets done. And finally, Rotarian and Ambassador Warren Austin worked closely with First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt in her committee to define human rights in opposition to fascism. And he cast the U.S. vote to pass the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Between 1942 and 47, Rotary published 3 peace booklets. 1947, the Rotary Foundation began ambassadorial scholarships, which talked about human rights. In 1948, that yes vote on the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. 1988, peace forums with non-governmental organizations like mine began in Evanston. 1999, Rotary launched its Peace Centers. 2017, Rotary partnered with the Institute for Economics and Peace, which coined the ideas of negative and positive peace. And they've identified 8 pillars of positive peace. And two of those 8 pillars include cultivating empathy and our duty to care for humanity's human rights and freedoms. All of that leads up to, where we are today. And all those things are threatened. And the more Rotarians, in our opinion, know about our history and our legacy of service above self and human rights, our duty to care, the more that we can be effective in our own engagement with local government. Just the beginning of this month, 3,700 non-governmental organizations, which include, Rotarians in those organizations. Rotary International was not a signatory, but signed an open letter rejecting POTUS's attack on nonprofits. Organizations like My Episcopal Church, in our Dayton Rotary Club, the League of Women Voters is a member. We've got environmental organizations in our Dayton Rotary Club, and all of those organizations, many of them signed that letter. So working for peace and talking about Rotary's legacy is important more than ever. The reason that Empathy Surplus, I'll share this and I'll open it for questions. The reason that we're so focused on this has to do with science-based communication. And there are 3 rules for good science-based communication. 1, say what you want. That's pretty easy. Number 2, say why you want it. And number 3, say it all the time. And most of us are pretty good about saying what we want and repeating it, but we're not necessarily good about why we want it. And in Rotary's case, I suspect, I've been a Rotarian for a long time, we get into Rotary, and after a few years, we have to decide why we're going to stay. And the reason I stayed was because the people in all those clubs had a real deep commitment to caring for one another's human rights and freedoms. And that's the why, the duty to care, empathy. And so the more we talk about Rotary's legacy, and because we care, the more we are strengthening those caring neural pathways, science-based communication, those caring neural pathways in our fellow Rotarians and in our community. So I'll stop there, open it up for questions, and see what's on your mind. So thank you so much, Clarion Rotarians. Here, I'll come back to quit sharing and see if I can see you better.
Well, Chuck, I do have something as far as follow-up with it. I think we need to maybe send me a couple links that I can send out. This easy way to find out more about your the Empathy Surplus group, and definitely a little more action. How to get into an action group too.
Sounds great. Have any of you heard of Rotary fellowships?
Sure. Yeah.
Rotary fellowships. So a Rotary fellowship has been around a long time, and Rotary fellowships are made up of only Rotarians. So when you start one of those, I think you need several countries to start one of those as well. But it's only Rotarians. And, there's a fellowship for history, a fellowship, I'm fishing. I mean, you go to the fellowship thing, they've got lots of fellowships. But a Rotary Action Group can include up to 20% of the membership as non-Rotarians. And if you explore Rotary Action Groups, I'm a member of the Rotary Peace Action Group, the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group, and there are just lots of different ones that that allow Rotarians to get involved outside of their club. Empathy Surplus. One of the things that we have 4 activities we call 4 empathy activities. Ingest the science-based communication of George Lakoff on empathy. Invest in our membership and support our members in their quest to frame and reframe constant public discourse around empathy, especially on human rights issues. Implement partnerships, and so this is one of our implementing activities, and of course invite others to join us who want to get better at applying science-based communication to their activities.
Chuck, I'll throw the question back to you. What do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah, what do you want from our club?
So if I'm understanding the question, what I want from Clarion, Pennsylvania Rotary?
Yes. Right. You started with those 3 questions. What do you want? So I'm going to throw that back to you. What do you want?
So
I'm a little confused. I'm not seeing it clearly.
So I'm looking for members to join, Clarion Rotarians to join the Caring Human Rights Rotary Action Group. Be one of those 50 Rotarians to help launch the Caring Human Rights Rotary Action Group. And I want Clarion Rotarians who have a commitment to the duty to care for one another's human rights and freedoms to join. Rotary is a very diverse club. Not all of you may have that commitment, but for those of you who do, we would love for you to join. Join the Rotary Action Group and help us launch it. We've still got to get three other countries. And once we get 50 Rotarians, we've got to jump through those hoops to get certified. So, if a Clarion Rotarian were to join, essentially, you'd be doing what I'm doing. You'd be doing what you can to remind your fellow club members about our legacy, and trying to link Rotary activities to our legacy of care and human rights. One of the activities that you could do without joining the Rotary Action Group is John may have a couple of these little pocketbooks.
I'll bring them
right,
next
John?
week. Yeah. Yes, I have a couple.
And maybe you've shared them with you. One of the things that we're also doing, in addition to trying to launch the action group, is we're trying to partner with Rotarians to provide these human rights pocketbooks for first graders. How many of you have heard of the Dictionary Project?
Not familiar.
Some of you? Dictionary Project provides dictionaries for third graders. We'd like to, provide the illustrated Universal Declaration of Human Rights to first graders. The UN came out with these illustrations in 2015, and they shared them in several different continents. And if you're interested, I can share a video send you a video that you can watch, and where they shared this this illustrated Universal Declaration of Human Rights with young children who took them home, and of course the parents read them, and talked about the illustrations to the kids, and essentially taught the parents about human rights. And that would be an opportunity for Clarion Rotarians to tell the children of Clarion, Pennsylvania, your legacy about helping to create the United Nations and writing the book. That's our legacy.
Thank you.
Hope that answered the question. I may have gone on too long.
Well, I kind of figured that was what you were going around, but I wanted to hear it. Just what is it? Thank you.
Any other questions out there? Well, appreciate that. Like I said, I met you at the zone meeting, and we wanted to bring forth some of the action groups that are out there that Rotarians can be part of. But thank you very much, Chuck.
Thank you.
Well, you're certainly welcome. Now, if you go to empathysurplus.com, if you would like a copy of the pocketbook, if you'll go to empathysurplus.com and click on contact, and just fill it out, and we'll send you a copy.
Thank you. All right.
Well, thank you for your time, Chuck.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you so much, and keep doing what you're doing. Peace and love.
We'll
Thank
talk to you later.
Take care, Chuck.
All righty. Bye-bye.